Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you. I appreciate it, you guys. All right, so we are doing Libra right now, so let's get you guys started. I did pull out new decks, you guys. We got a clarity deck I'm working with, and we're going to get one card from each of those categories. There'll be a past, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, future insight or guidance. We'll get a surrender card. We'll get a spiral oracle. And we'll probably get one from this Gaia deck too. Let's see what comes out there. I just got this one. I want to give that a try here. I think we're going to... I will tell you, I pulled two cards for you guys up on the mantle there. And the first one is uncertainty. And the next one is illuminate. So there might be something you might be uncertain about or wondering about, maybe confused about. And we are in a new moon right now in Pisces. The sun is in Pisces, moon is in Pisces, Mercury's in Pisces, Saturn's in Pisces, Neptune's in Pisces, and the North Node is in Pisces. A lot of Pisces energy. This is a very spiritual energy. This is a very free energy. And it is in some places such as Saturn, that, you know, don't agree with that, have boundaries and stuff. So we'll see what's going. There's nothing really, you guys don't have any planets in your guys' sign right now, but this could be affecting you. If you don't have a birth chart or you haven't checked out your birth chart, you might want to do that. Cafe Astrology, Astro Theme, or Astro Seek, or something like that, and get your birth chart. All right, let's see, Libra. Yeah. Strength of vulnerability. Interesting. Cancer had this also for their reading. And it really was just speaking about being strong enough to show your vulnerability, share your vulnerability, show your soft side. A lot of the times with Cancer's message, it was like, you know, we grow up and we learn to kind of hide our vulnerabilities because we're afraid of being judged, and a lot of things can make us vulnerable, like just being ourselves. And that has been a message through all these readings. It's like, we need to be ourselves. We need to be ourselves and stop fearing what people are going to think or judge or say. It is out there, but we got to be in our skin and be there happily, contently. That's what's going to bring us peace. Suffering comes through longing to fit in, or longing to belong, or longing to be accepted, you know. And a lot of the times when we show our vulnerabilities, our soft sides, we're afraid of rejection. We're afraid of, or being hurt just in general. It says true power lies at the root of a perceived weakness. There could be something here that you may be feeling as it's kind of making you feel weak or soft or vulnerable. And it's saying there's power in this. And so it's really coming through as a time to learn from that thing right now that's making you scared or insecure or vulnerable. That is the message I'm getting from that, but I am going to go ahead and read the little short for this. Hope everybody's taking care of themselves. Okay, feelings of vulnerability arise when we are treated as if we are, or we believe ourselves to be, incapable of adequately protecting or providing for ourselves. It may be what we feel somewhat dependent or insecure. It may be what we feel somewhat dependent on or insecure in a relationship, intimate, social, or familial. So, professional situations or places, our vulnerability presents us with the fears and the uncertainty we need to confront and overcome in our personal development. Therefore, what frightens us can be used as a catalyst to discovering our inner resources and the capacity to self-empower and outgrow any perceived limitation. Your vulnerability is where you recognize your power. I love that. So let's go ahead and see what you guys get for some past insight here. Wow. And Taurus had this. Miracles. This is really talking about something good has happened in your life. Something that you may have dismissed as less than miraculous or less than magical, but something quite magical is happening with this card specifically, or has happened. It could have been something happened and maybe you saw it as, maybe you didn't see the miracle in it. Maybe you did, I'll say what I said in Taurus's reading. You may have seen it, you may have not, but the point is it was there. In the middle of a lot of darkness and maybe stuff that seemed bleak, there was something that was lit up, something that happened, something that was magical, something that was miraculous, something growing or becoming in a very dark kind of energy or area of your life, maybe recently in your past. Been going through something quite, maybe you were feeling quite, this could be just hope was offered to you, or something really good happened that just was very different and very noticeable in your life. And it's like, oh, thank goodness this is there. There's this green magical energy in the middle of all this blackness and all this darkness. And it says an event that appears to be contrary to the laws of nature and is regarded as an act of God. An event or action that is totally amazing, extraordinary, or unexpected. Something admired as a marvelous creation or example of a particular type of science or skill. Interesting. Neat that Taurus did have that same card. So you may, and then you got the same oracle as Cancer had. So there's Cancer, Taurus here. Let's see, mental. Wow, I think somebody else had this one too. I think it was Taurus. Creation. Maybe it was Gemini. I do not remember. The bringing of something into existence. The universe and living beings exist, a product of human imagination or invention. Something coming out of this that feels like something's being created, something magical, something miraculous, and it could be through something in the past here that felt very not good or hopeless. And then there's just this spark of like life where there wasn't. Maybe you didn't see it, maybe you didn't acknowledge it, but it was there and it started something here. It started creating something. And I feel like this is good, Libra. This creation and this going through the process with a creative mindset also, because this is the mental card. So it's really taking what you've went through, what you've been through, what you've experienced, what you've seen with your own eyes. And you may have said even to yourself, like, this is a miracle, like, or, thanked God even like for a miracle. But it's acknowledging it. And sometimes that can make us feel vulnerable also. So that's another message I'm getting with this. It's like there may be something you even want to talk about or share with somebody, or maybe you're finding the right words about how you feel like something is kind of a miracle or something's really actually quite magical when, because of what you've seen and experienced here recently in your past. It could be, and it could be anything. Just, and miracles don't have to be like, I keep saying this, sometimes it's the stuff we kind of overlook even, and it's like, whoa, like, that's not like a coincidence. You could have maybe saw something as like a coincidence or something just happened, and it's like, wow, there is a creative process going on here with your mind. You could be even trying to avoid acknowledging some kind of goodness, some kind of miracle that's happened in your life. Maybe I'm not sure if it would make you feel like weak or what, but there is a feeling here of just kind of hiding or avoiding the truth, which is something you've witnessed or seen that goes against maybe what others would believe, or maybe even you yourself are having a hard time wrapping your head around. Something's happened and is happening here, and it's getting the gears going. Now you may be wondering, like, did I really experience this, or is this what I think it is? And we did have the uncertainty and then the illumination. So I do feel like something is being illuminated for you and brought to your attention even more so if you have dismissed something that you've experienced or witnessed or seen or been through, and like, wow, like there's something here that's magical and big and special. I do really like that. It's just this miracles card has been coming out now like for 2 readings, so there's a lot happening here. Wow, another 6. Okay. The card of this darkness, this depression, something feeling not great here. Like emotionally, there seems like you could be not seeing something that really good that has happened, like a blessing. Could be even like it could be something, I always say like a blessing in disguise, but this says, miracle, something that just, it's like, how does this happen? Or how did this happen? Or did I really experience this or see this or witness this? This card is, it says a state of unhappiness and hopelessness, persistent feelings of hopelessness, unemployment, or a lowering of activity, quality, and vitality force. So maybe feeling really drained, feeling emotionally depleted. It's interesting because there is all this really good energy, this miracle energy, this magic energy, but yet emotionally there's this feeling of feeling like upset or sad or maybe underwhelmed by it. Like it almost feels like you did miss the miracle in it, or maybe you haven't seen it yet. Maybe you're waiting to see why something is happening or why you experienced something. There's some kind of magic hidden in the mess. There is this like chaotic kind of darker energy, but there's something really good coming out of it. So I can at least give you that. From there is a lot of but I feel like it's going to take you being more vulnerable and accepting of your fears and your maybe what you perceive as weaknesses. Maybe putting on a tough face or a tough exterior and not being vulnerable about your experience or even what you've experienced, the truth, or maybe just finding that light in the dark. There is something here about finding that light in the dark, especially with this energy here of kind of hopelessness, or it's like maybe you were feeling very hopeless and something has come in, but there's still this feeling of not like acknowledging it or not feeling it. Even though something good has happened here, you may not be feeling it. You may be wrapped up in something here, like a fear or something that makes you feel vulnerable. But it's there to make you stronger, and it's there to get you to look at, let's see, another 6. Wow. Crazy. Ooh, now this one looks a little more bright. It looks very watery almost. And this is the spiritual, and it is release. So there is something here to release, something that you have hidden, something maybe you've even, deep down, there's kind of a magical moment or a magical scene or a magical something here. There's something miraculous that's, and by miraculous, I also get the message that miraculous isn't just the, it's not just the, it's like divine. It's like divine intervention. It's divine timing. It's stuff like that can be kind of overlooked or maybe not acknowledged. There could be something here that, but there is a lot here to release. I feel like then holding on to something. This kind of looks like a volcano, okay? So it looks like you really do want to create something here, and maybe you are feeling like it's going, like something's not happening. Maybe you haven't seen the kind of the miracle in your situation, the magic in your situation. Maybe you're still in a place here where you're not seeing the creative force or the creative energy in your life. Don't give up whatever you're working on. That is the advice for this. In depression, you don't give up. If you have an idea or something sparked some kind of life into your, your present moment, into your experience, you hold on to that and you create with that. You create with the positivity, not the hopelessness. And also maybe become a little more active and do something that you really like to do that feels good. But there is a feeling here of kind of going back and forth about, it does feel like a back and forth between good and bad, or is this good, or is this hopeless, or is this not? That could be what you're uncertain about, is if something has happened for a reason. That's the message I'm getting. This says to let out something that has been contained or confined within something or pent up or latent inside someone, to make someone free of debt, obligation, promise, or tasks. So definitely in a process right now of spiritual release. You could have been tied up in some energies or some situations that you are now maybe through some stuff you are actually freed from a group situation, or it could be a family situation. It did say familial. What it was, I forget which card that was, but it's in the book it was the strength of vulnerability, just to open up to those that are there with you, for you right now. But there is a huge release going on, and it's a spiritual, this is a spiritual card, so it's about releasing yourself from some kind of, I feel like it's some kind of, I do feel you might not be seeing the magic in the moment, but it's releasing yourself from the moment, but it's keeping the magic and creating with that. That's what I'm getting. It says to relinquish something, for example, a right to claim to another party. You could be releasing yourself from a partnership. You could be releasing yourself from a job duty or a duty you thought you needed to do, and now something's come in, and it could be even, or it could have just happened. It could have just happened. It's not even as if you maybe were purposely releasing yourself. You could have been let off of your job, or maybe your kid's grown and moved out, and now you aren't like, you're always going to be a mom or a dad or a parent, but maybe your role or your part in that, you've been released from it. That can sometimes feel like doom and gloom, but really it's there's magic in it, because it's an opportunity to create something new with your life force, your energy. I do love that, and it's good. This is really good energy. It's about coming out on the other side of whatever this is. It may be feeling hard to be released, or releasing yourself from something here, to start a new process, to create something new in your life. But that is what I'm getting. And it says you need to calm your emotions right now. And this is feeling very emotional. Calm your emotions, and make some small changes, maybe in your day-to-day. I am feeling that getting more active, or finding something like a hobby, or something to, like a purpose, something to focus your energy on, because it does feel like you are being released from something, or releasing yourself from something. Usually though, this feels like a miracle. This feels like divine intervention or timing. So this feels like something that would have come in and released you from some kind of duty, and it may not be even sometimes what we want is not where we're being guided, if that makes sense. It's not always what we want. It's divine timing, and there's always something else around the corner, but we just don't see it when we're in it. So there is something here trying to be created through some kind of miracle that you may not understand is like a blessing in disguise, or something really great that has happened, because there is this depression card, and it feels confusing, and it feels chaotic, and it feels darker, like a darker energy. And I think you need to release yourself from the label, or the title, or the obligation that you may have been release yourself from whatever this it feels like a depression or a darkness. It feels like something in the middle of a lot of dark energy, and it feels like you still have a spark happening here, something happening in your life that is trying to show you that you are being it's freeing you up. It's freeing you up to be more maybe more outspoken, maybe more shine more. I am getting that with this vulnerability card too, and you just may be feeling, and it did bring up like the job, and like maybe you did get released from a job or something, and it's feeling like, oh, I was dependent on this, and maybe it's hard to I'm going to read that sentence again, because I feel it coming in here. Yes, here it is. It says, it arises when we are treated as if we are, or we believe ourselves to be, incapable of adequately protecting or providing for ourselves. So there could be something here that you are feeling inadequate about. You're feeling vulnerable and inadequate about maybe holding a job, maybe protecting yourself, maybe a loved one. It may be that we feel somewhat dependent or insecure in a relationship. So you could be feeling some kind of attachment or dependency on a relationship, or a job, or a it could be a group, it could be anything, you guys, but you're being freed from that. And this is, I believe, to help you be more secure in your own individual process. Our vulnerability presents us, or excuse me, it says it may be that we feel somewhat dependent or insecure in a relationship, whether that's intimate, social, or familial. Profession, situation, or place. Yes, so there's definitely a release here from a profession, a place, a person, a situation here. And it could be that there's still this kind of attachment to, and the only reason why that attachment feels like it's there is because there's an insecurity there that you can do it by yourself, or that you can find something else if this is a job situation, or this is this is definitely a card. This is the second time I've gotten this card, and it's coming through more and more like divine intervention, a miracle, something really good that we may not see in the moment, or understand even. And that could be where this uncertainty is coming from. So let's go ahead and get one of these for the physical and see what's happening. Wow. So Libra, definitely being released or releasing yourself from something here that could have been codependent in nature, and you could be feeling quite depleted and exhausted and vulnerable right now. And the message I'm getting to kind of help that or alleviate maybe that anxiety, and then we got a 4, alleviate the anxiety or the stress is to not give up, for one, and change your activity, your like finding something that makes you feel good. Wow, this energy is throughout your reading. It's a very black, dark, bland energy. Wow, lust. So if you had a question about anything here, this is a physical desire. Okay, lust is about physical desire. So there could be something here you're confused about even. Maybe you are freeing yourself from some kind of bond or some kind of relationship, and it could have been built on lust, or this is where you're at right now, and it seems to be that something's not feeling great. It doesn't feel great. It says it's a desire to have sex with someone, usually without associated feelings, and there does seem to be a feeling here of being detached from your own feelings, maybe because of some kind of hopelessness or helplessness. It says without associated feelings of love or affection, great eagerness or enthusiasm for something. So that's also a positive thing. Lust isn't always a bad thing, but it can be, because if it's not involving our truest, deepest feelings, then it's just the physical relationship. So this could be the kind of bond or situation you're breaking away from too, or you are being released from some kind of, it feels like an energetic bond or some kind of entwining of energy. It feels like you're being, and that's coming through very strong. It's like a separating of energy, and then there's this like white line coming up through here, and it's like your energy separating from this other energy. Something really big is happening here with your energy separating from like a group, a job, something. There's like this feeling here of being separated from something you might have been a part of for a while. And being released from it, and maybe you feeling like, now what, and like feeling kind of depressed about it or upset about it. But I really feel like this physical card is saying it was something only physical, and this doesn't, and if you're feeling like that in a current situation, I feel like the advice is to open up then and make it more genuine, make it more authentic. If this is the thing you're released from or releasing yourself from, just know that it's probably more of a excitement about like physical attraction, or maybe like an ego thing, that's kind of what I get with like lust too. It's like, it might feed your ego, but it's not really, your heart's not attached to it, but your mind is like, hey, I'm wanted, or I'm sexy, or I'm, taking whatever it is, it just feels like, if this is a relationship that you are in right now, or I feel like you need to release yourself from some kind of, it feels like a hardened exterior or something with the strength of vulnerability. There's something that needs to be shown here of yourself, and it's way deeper than just a physical or outer shell or attraction. There could be something here that's a lot deeper going on with you, and your energy trying to open up your like heart chakra and feel like kind of your weaknesses without maybe needing to have somebody else or something else making you feel either wanted or needed or beautiful or sexy or loved, something like that. There's some kind of it feels like an independence or an individuation kind of happening, and it feels like it's like something happened out of nowhere that was kind of like, when I hear the word miracles, it's usually good, but it could be just something happen here that it's just kind of getting you away from a codependent or an energy where you maybe were leaning into some kind of superficial or physical bond or dynamics with people in your life. And this could be going on with more than just one person in your life also, you guys. This could be just your energy in general, learning to have different dynamics in your life that are healthier, and releasing yourself from these, it feels like just like energetic entanglement. Yeah. And then cleansing flipped. So, there's definitely feeling here purification. And if you have been in a lustful or a darker bond or like a trauma bond or anything like that with anybody, it will leave residue, energetic residue on you. And it takes a long time to cleanse that. In our kind of superficial and egoic needs, to make us feel somehow wanted or needed, or, there's a lot that goes into just knowing I'm enough and I don't need to, there's not even really a title. It's just I'm me, and love's love. And, I feel like it just came out, cleansing, it came out again. So there is a need here to go through a cleansing or purifying process. You're going through a purifying process here. I want to show you, the first card out was this. And I want you to pay attention to the images, how mucky and kind of dark and dingy. And then there's this like little spark of like magic or some kind of something happening here in the middle that's creating something. And what it is it's creating a outlet. This reminds me of a volcano, and something coming out of the volcano, something exiting, something leaving, and becoming something else. It's like it might have been part of something, but now it's like becoming its own thing. And I feel like that's you right now, Libra. And then we got this as the next card, and it's another darker, there's this entanglement, and there's this like confusion and chaos energy here with this. And it does feel kind of like it should all be together, but it's not. This could be where the unhappiness, or it's like trying to make something come together that's not. And now I'm seeing that little speck of green in there too. And it's interesting because there's that green there, and it's like this one down here doesn't have the green, but this one does. I don't know if you can see that, which is reminding me of the green in this card. So it's like something here isn't, it might just be feeling like you're not part of something that you were or are or want to be a part of. But I'm telling you, like, this is not, this is like this is bigger picture stuff. You're being separated from something here, or you're releasing yourself from something so you can go through a cleansing and purifying process. Yeah, and then we start getting a little brighter here with the release, and you can still see, very interesting, you can still see like little bits of black in here, but it's breaking apart. There's things breaking apart right now. It feels like energy breaking apart. And then we got this lust, and this feels like, and then there's this one little line that's just kind of standing out to me. And it's like something here needs to be looked at, but it's almost like you can't, it's almost like I can't see the rest of the picture. And that could be another thing, like the uncertainty is like, is this, if this is a current relationship or a current situation you're thinking about, it's like, is this love, or is this, can I go deeper? And we got this strength of vulnerability. I do think there's a deeper energy here that you can share, Libra. I do these readings for you. So I am feeling that. And then we got this cleansing, and it's just so blue, and this also, the blue is popping out to me as a communication also. But it says to remove dirt from someone or something, especially by washing thoroughly, to free a place. Once again, we come up with this free, release. They're to free a place, person, or society from something wrong or unwelcome. Yeah, separating yourself or from something that's you don't want to be a part of, or you've been separated from something you do want to be a part of, and it was maybe just you need to look at it again and go, maybe I'm not supposed to be a part of that. And there's a reason this is happening. And it's to separate my energy and, help to cleanse me of whatever society or group or relationship or dynamics I've been a part of that aren't really, that's the thing. We can tell ourselves things are right or feel good, especially if they're feeding our ego or we're codependent on them. And the truth is we just need cleansed of it. Once we get through that process, there's a lot less suffering in being attached to things that kind of you were superficially hanging on to for egoic reasons or insecurity reasons, vulnerability. It stings to sit there and admit, like, I am afraid of being alone, or I'm afraid of doing this by myself, or I'm afraid of loving because I'm afraid I'm going to get hurt. Like, these are all vulnerabilities that can play a part in why the divine would come in and say, look, open your heart up. This is green. This is heart chakra energy. Something's coming in here and trying to get you to tap into that vulnerable place in yourself so that you can cleanse all the kind of muck that feels like it's gathered around you and you're now being released from and freed from, to free someone or something from sin or guilt. Also, if you're feeling any shame or guilt or any kind of yucky feelings from being, and that could be this depression card too, is just feeling yucky or guilty or shameful about something you've been a part of. It's saying release yourself from that. And if something's happened, it's releasing you. You are being released. And it's time to not only forgive yourself or be more understanding and compassionate with yourself, but also those around you and others that are involved. Everybody hopefully will get this chance to cleanse and purify their intentions, and sometimes we get into relationships or whatever, and we don't have clear intentions about why we're there in the first place. And then it turns into something lusty or something physical when really deep down we want something more deep and something more vulnerable. We want a closer connection. This strand of readings has been about being vulnerable, and the last one was all about connection. There's been a lot of that in the air. This connection energy, I think, has a lot to do with Aquarius and Pluto. That's another conversation, but it says this is the future advice, is to go through this cleansing process, and you may be feeling confused and kind of cluttered in the mind and maybe the emotions right now, but you're spiritually being released from something here and things are become a lot clearer. If you're struggling with a problem right now, there's a solution right around the corner that's going to clear up things. There's a clearing up happening here. It says, to free a place, person, or society from something wrong or unwelcome, to free someone or something from sin or guilt. It says, don't give up. Once again, we got the same advice. Don't give up on whatever if you're working on separating yourself from something, or maybe forgiving somebody or forgiving yourself, or going through this cleansing and purifying process, don't give up. Keep going. Sometimes it can get frustrating. We fall back into our old ways or the old relationship or the old group just because, or if it is something unhealthy, then we can fall back into an unhealthy dynamic. So it's saying to continue to think about how you're feeling. Think about if this is a vulnerability, what it is you need to share and be honest about with yourself and maybe others around you, to make a strong boundary. I am feeling there needs to be a boundary here with the energy that you are getting released from or separating yourself from. And I think you need to also look at this little speck of greatness that is happening. And it may be really hard to see if you are in the middle of feeling hopeless or helpless or like you aren't a part of something you want to be a part of. That is a very strong message, Libra. So let's go ahead and get one of these. That's this reading has had the most, just this kind of darker, just kind of smeared energy, it just feels, it feels like you're something good in the middle of, or, and it's just a separation from like these darker feelings or energy perception. Beyond the veil of illusion. Yes, so there could be something here you are absolutely telling yourself that you are seeing, or you didn't see, or you did experience. It could go either way, you guys. Or you could be seeing something as a love, or seeing something as something that it's not. And there could be a fear here of being separated from it, or you could be telling yourself, I was supposed to be a part of that, or that was like the job for me, or the relationship for me, or it's this feeling of being very unsure of where you belong. in this mess. And it feels like a mess, energetic kind of scattering mess. You have, and this is shining on her throat chakra also. I was feeling communication in here. And there's this butterfly, and it's also so interesting. It's feeling like there's some kind of, and it feels like there could be even confusing communication here. And maybe a new way of not only just seeing your situation, but also speaking about it. And when I was feeling the boundaries thing, it could be that you need to speak, or and also this guilt and the shame. You could be needing to, as this weird as it sounds, or like confess something, or say something, speak about something that relieves you of sin or guilt. Go through a cleansing process so you can see this differently. It might make you feel scared or weak or vulnerable, or like somebody's going to judge you. But I really am getting this feeling like there's something to be said here. But you know, and you'll know where that is, Libra. But if this is your reading, if this is resonating, but this is quite a mixed up. But there's something that's happened here that's moving you forward, and it's creating something new. And I feel like there is something new here happening, and you could be feeling it, and it maybe not feeling like the greatest, because there is some cleansing and there's some purifying and there's a change about like the way you need to look at something here. Let's see what your affirmation is. 6 of Cups. So this could be, this says, I remember and treasure past happiness. So this is about looking back and being nostalgic, thinking about good times. Also, I look at the 6 of Cups as innocence. 6 of Cups always does talk to me about getting back to the innocent, getting away from maybe lusty, darker energy, or some kind of darker bonds, or like trauma bonds, and like entanglement, and getting back to you, getting back to the child within, taking care of the little things that make you happy and make you feel innocent and pure, and finding that love. That innocent love for yourself first, and then others, you know, that doesn't involve sex or money or business entanglements, or, you know, anything like that. This is really feeling like coming back to something here that's more sweet times, you know, trying to get back to sweeter times with the 6 of Cups. And aquamarine is the crystal for that, just in case you want to pick some of that up. Let's see what you can surrender. Wow, that one went flying. Okay. Surrender to what is. So if there is something here feeling messy, chaotic, maybe it doesn't feel good, maybe, you know, it's saying just surrender. Surrender to whatever your feelings are. Once again, we have an open chest. Whenever I see an image like that, it's always saying surrender. Open your heart up to whatever is happening. Open your mind and heart and body up to what's happening, whether you agree with it or you don't. There is something here that's very magical and happening, and it's happening for you. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. There could be something here you're desperately not wanting to do, whether this is speak something, change your perception on something, see something differently here that you may just be choosing to see darker when there is light there. There is light, there's goodness. That is what I'm getting. And it says, when you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. So if there is something here you've been trying to change or maneuver, or, you know, sometimes we even find ourselves like going over and beyond for something that's not meant for us, you know, or not sharing our true self because we want to be accepted by those around us, when really that's not going to change the situation. You want to be in alignment with what is right for you. So, you know, holding yourself back, not being vulnerable, not sharing what it is you have to share with people, being kind of bonded in like anything that's just not as deep as you want to go, is just kind of a waste of energy. So that is what I'm getting. So if you can't change a situation, move on from it, and love, send it compassion, send it understanding. You know, the whole situation or the person or the place or the job, whatever. Just, you know, there's something here really trying to show you that you have a there's a feeling here of wanting to have a deeper, closer, more vulnerable relationships or dynamics in your life, and something has come in and separated you or is trying to release you from this entanglement of kind of, it feels like darkness. That's the best word I got for it. But whatever it is, if this is your own thought process or perception about the situation, or if this is really like just a situation that is just surface and isn't any deeper, there is something here wanting to happen for you, to take you away from something that's not, it's not the depth. I feel that's wanting to come in, Spirit's wanting to bring you to your depth. And this could be me being honest or speaking about something. It's like you're seeing and you know something, but you could be fighting it, resisting some kind of separation from some kind of dark energy or dark entanglement. It could just be an energy you're trying to cleanse from and separate yourself from. And it could have came through some dark stuff in our lives. I know personally I went through some dark things in my life, and I've had to go through cleansing process to detach, to detach my energy from the entanglement of that energy. It's like, man, and it just takes a lot of understanding. Forgiveness does take talking about it. It helps when you have others around you that can love and accept you and are willing to let you be vulnerable. And being vulnerable, saying, this hurt, or this made me feel this way, or I hate, just the truth, the brutal, honest truth that makes us feel like weak and sad. Many times I've had to say, the raw feelings, and I feel like there's just something here that is trying to become innocent and pure again. That's what I'm getting. So let's get a spiral oracle for you guys, and this will close up your message. This is quite a reading, Libra. There is a lot of shadow work in this. I do feel that. I feel like there's so much, something really, really magical and divine trying to happen here that you could be really closing out here. Wow. Clock Time Gateway. Ooh, haven't seen this card for a long time. Wow. Clock Time Gateway. This could be time sensitive even, like I'm almost feeling like, wow, or there's just something here. And we do have that illumination. So something could be happening here. Maybe right now we're in a new moon, but we're going to have that full moon on the 14th, I believe. Clock Time Gateway. I haven't seen this card for, I don't even know. I think maybe once ever. Oh, interesting. It's like to Alice in Wonderland, which is like so confusing. Like the whole, like the rabbits all just rush in, and like you're very confused about like what the big hurry is, or what the, like it says Alice. Alice is speaking. Would you tell me, please, which way I ought to go from here? There is this uncertainty, and that is what this is. It's like, I don't know where to go, what to do. Which way I ought to go from here? The Cheshire Cat says, that depends a good deal on where you want to get to. Intention. I believe that did come in. Having an intention of not just, if you want to go deeper and you want to have a more innocent, healthy, I feel like just a better energy around you, set that intention. But it says, that depends a good deal on where you want to get to. Alice says, I don't much care where. So she's like, I don't care where I go. I just don't want to be here. And the Cheshire Cat says, then it doesn't much matter which way you go. So if you don't care where you're going, then it doesn't matter where you're going. So why wonder? Alice, so long as I get somewhere, she says. The Cheshire Cat, oh, you're sure to do that, if only you walk long enough. So don't give up. That's coming in again. Don't give up. Keep going, even if you don't know where you're going and you don't know what you're walking into, and you might be a little uncertain or confused about like where to go next or what to do next after being kind of released from, or being released. I feel like it's in the process. I feel like you're in the process of being released or releasing yourself from some energy that is you're going to be going through a cleansing, a purifying process. I love that though. The Cheshire Cat, oh, you're sure to do that if only you walk long enough. The key word to this card is decide. Decide. In order to achieve, which there is something here. I feel like you want to achieve, or you want to create, or you want to be a part of, but it's almost like it's going to require this, everything that's kind of made you feel weak or sad or whatever is going to have to be turned into a strength. And you're going to have to transform something here, like the pain or the chaos or the kind of the, it's like I've had to go through, like, it's like a transmuting of that energy, that dark energy, into, and cleansing it and going, okay, find the lesson in it, find the value in it, find the light in it, find the miracle in it, find the divine in it. That is the message. It says, in order to achieve, I have to first decide what I want. And that is coming in, this intentional energy that I feel like would really help guide you right now, is if you can find a deep intention, and not let your vulnerabilities or fears get in the way of what you truly, truly want. Even if it means you have to do something that's scary, or you have to go through some kind of clearing, purifying, some kind of, you might even have to have a conversation. You may have to see something a little differently so that you can have this time, this moment to say, this is what I want, and I know this is how I'm going to get it. But it's going to be, it may not be the easiest thing, and it may, but that's what I want. So keep one foot in front of the other, moving towards that goal or what it is you want to create. Otherwise, others will decide for me. And that's true. You'll just get swept up in other people's energy. And that could very well be, for whoever this reading is resonating for, you could just be like kind of learning and to detangle, or put, like, I call them energy blocks, to energy block people, because, you know, there is a lot of energy vampires, I swear, in this world that just, and we love to feel loved and wanted and needed, and, you know, maybe even desired, you know, sexually or whatever, but it could get you entangled in a whole bunch of, like, energy that's not really, like, the depth of who you are, of what you are, the love of what you are. This lust card, you know, it could be lusting after anything. It doesn't mean we're just lusting after people. We can lust after money. We can lust after, it's just desiring things that aren't really from our heart. It's just more for, like, either just, it's usually, like, I feel like it's like egoic comfort, or like physical comfort of some sort. So it does feel like a big clearing and purifying process you're going through right now. Whoever this is resonating with, I hope you keep going step by step. Don't give up. I would find something maybe to move your energy. So if there is feeling like a stagnation, or like a depression, or a buildup of, like, stuff, find some kind of physical healthy release for that. Walking, or just singing, or anything. Make jewelry, do coloring, or those dot things, those diamond things. I know my kids like those, like diamond paintings and stuff like that. Find something to put your creative energy into right now, because whatever it is that you could be feeling kind of released from, or separated from, or going back and forth, or confused about where you're going to go next, because you're not going to be a part of this mess. Like, this is a mess. Like, there is a lot of messy energy here, and it's definitely not this. This is a much cleaner, clearer place to be. I do feel like spiritually, things are clearing up, but mentally, emotionally, and even physically, it still feels intertwined. It still feels messy. But spiritually, it feels like you could be feeling some kind of release or relief even. And I feel like here coming in, if you continue and not give up, and kind of look at the clarity, look at the bright in the dark, kind of look at the light in the dark, look at the good things, try to be positive. I feel like things are going to clear up, and you could be just needing to really see that I need to free myself from some toxicity, maybe, and this could be places, this could be environment, this could be people. That is, you know, when we purify and cleanse, you know, first we do our body, we do our stuff, but then that's even when you can see even more clearly what's messy in your environment, because it's hard to determine where the mess is if we feel messy, if that makes sense. When we feel messy, we either think, oh, well, I deserve this or this because I'm messy, so why shouldn't I be around messy, you know? But then once you get less messy, you clean yourself up, you pour your guts out, you know, you you say your guilt, your shames, you become vulnerable, you become honest and authentic with yourself, then you can look around you and see what isn't authentic and honest around you. That's another message coming through. So that is a really good message, Libra. So I hope that helps somebody. And as always, I appreciate you guys coming, watching your video, and I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.